Hi, this is Jacqueline from the Empowered Parent. Thank you very much for taking time to begin to listen to this video. Thank you to all watchers or viewers and anybody else that are subscribed. I appreciate you all. I'd like to take time to talk to those of us parents in the United Kingdom and or those um, who have newly migrated to the United Kingdom and those who are planning and are coming to the United Kingdom with regards to parenting children, especially those under the age of 13 here in UK, and some of the safeguarding regulations and laws that exist for those children. And in addition, this also applies to children with special needs. Of course it does, and more so and more importantly so because they are even more vulnerable. But on the whole, definitely all children under the age of 13 especially. Now in the United Kingdom, children under the age of 13 cannot be left alone other than just for some few hours, maybe, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 or less hours, depending on their maturity. You've got to know your children's maturity levels. And of course, they cannot be left overnight. Excuse me. What's the reason why they cannot be left? Is because they cannot deal with emergencies by themselves. They have not reached levels where they would know, unless they've been fully trained and you're so confident that even for few hours that you leave them, should anything happen, you have actually taken your children through some kind of training, and they have a telephone who they can call. They can call 999 if such and such a thing is happening in emergency. It's not advisable at all, though, to leave them. Now, under no circumstances should any child be left overnight, whether they're asleep or whether they're not asleep, in the daytime, that's under the age of 13. I come as somebody who has parented children. Now the oldest are 26, 24, 19, and 15 in the United Kingdom. And as a nursery nurse officer, nursery nurse or early years specialist and educator. I'm also a safeguarding officer, meaning that any child that comes into my care, I'm under obligation to actually observe and ensure that their well-being is first priority to us at the setting and to the parent alike. So just to put that out there, those are my experiences and that is where I'm coming from. Now, there are some things that are going to be telltale signs that teachers, nursery officers, social workers, and so forth are going to be interested in looking at if it should be reported. And there's ways and routes of reporting it, because children will reach school, will reach settings, and parents and teachers can tell what is going on. I'm going to mention a few things that may be telltale signs that could be recorded and could lead to issues with social services. Children arriving in dirty clothes, unkempt and clean on a regular basis, that's a sign of a neglect. Children who appear or seemingly are always hungry. Now, there could be reasons behind it. It may just be that a parent is struggling and are thinking, if I send my child in without food to eat, maybe they'll get food at the school. Now, believe it or not, even in the United Kingdom, there is poverty at such levels. It does exist, yes. If that is the case, they might take note of it and they might have a chat with you to see where things are at. It could just be that you were rushing, or that you just haven't got time, or that you just haven't got money to feed a child. But usually time is not really something that's seen as a excuse. Ignorance will not be an excuse. Um, they're in school, they barely do their homework, you barely answer to their book, school to home and home to school book that they write in, you barely answer and reply to it. That could be, it doesn't look good. It doesn't mean you're neglecting it. It doesn't look good. You can't be too busy with certain things. They've got marks and bruises on their body. And this could be something they had themselves. They got a kettle burn. You took them to hospital maybe. They've got scars and bruises. What's causing the scars and bruises? It will be checked. It will be highlighted and it will be noted. If it happens regularly, it will be brought to your attention and to the attention of the setting, the school, or the nursery. Um, Children are saying that they're here, they're being hurt. Children are saying things that are happening at home. If there's any domestic violence, if there's any kind of abuse towards them, be it physical or be it emotional, and they're repeating it back, it will be noted. Um, what else? And of course that falls under potential emotional abuse, or children are being abused verbally and physically, and did I say even sexually, because these things do happen. And if it is noticed, it will be written, it will be reported to a management, or it will be taken further up, and it will be noted to the safeguarding team, welfare officers of the school. And if these things happen regularly, you as a parent um, will be called in, but it could be reported. Things could be reported without them telling you first. They will call you in and potentially after, and they'd also want to talk to you to let you know that they've noticed things and that they are taking it further, so that just you know. Um, so sometimes nursery officers or teachers will actually, this is why you also get accident reports from nursery or from schools. If an accident occurs, you will get a report because it covers the setting, the school, and it covers the teachers. If it's something, then it needs to be transparent. This is what happened to a child. A child had a bump and fall. A child was hit by another child, or whatever happened, it will be noted. Similarly speaking, you yourself as a parent will need to report accidents back that happen at home, just so that it is clear that this is what has happened and that something is not apparently happening, God forbid, deliberately. So, this is not a totally and thoroughly detailed information for safeguarding and how you could end up in the hands of social services and how your children could potentially be removed from you. This is not to say that they will be removed when these things are happening, but this is to say that this is how you could become highlighted um, and observed under safeguarding. If things should escalate and if something, really adverse uh, should happen to the child, then they have information to hand and they'll go back and say, oh, this is what was noted and this is what was suspected. And it could build a picture and it could lead to your children. Unfortunately, and I pray it doesn't happen to anybody, could be taken. But the biggest thing um, happening in the African community, especially, is that people are working so much and so hard, and childcare is such an issue that children are being left unattended. And just remember, anything can happen. Neighbors can report it. Teachers are watching, and even settings of the under fives are actually watching uh, as to what is happening. Notes will be taken. Police could also be involved. And I'm not scaring anybody. But here in the United Kingdom, childcare is such an issue for many parents, and people are now resorting to either one works in the night, um, another parent works in the day. But what happens if you're a single parent as well? You never want to leave your children um, unattended at any given time because anything at all could happen to them. What if you say, even if you say, I'll leave them, maybe I'll lock the door, they'll be okay? What if, God forbid, a fire should start or anything like that? How will even a 13-year-old sometimes may not know what to do? That's why I said by law, even 13-year-old cannot be left for X amount of time and can only be left for X amount of time, and that is still not advisable. So, for those coming into the United Kingdom, just know that the laws here are quite stringent and that the welfare of children um, is taken very seriously, and anything that is seen untoward is definitely going to be high on the agenda um, and high on the radar for a lookout. So I will leave it at that. I don't want to make the video too long because, as always, I want things to absorb in. If anybody has any other questions regarding this topic, then uh, you can always leave a comment. Share and like the video and subscribe if this content is helping you and other content. Until next time, bye bye.